Today it is day 3 of pool play here in Melbourne, Florida. And we have a good matchup here for the first game of our quadruple header. It's going to be Darton College, the number 8 seed, taking on the number 1 seed as well as the number 1 team in the country, Brevard Community College. I'm J.C. Meyer, also all the play-by-play and color action. The players are getting ready to walk out to the field, and we'll have the starting lineups in just a moment. As these two clubs, I think we're hoping to meet each other in this kind of setting, and the winner of this game will go on to the semifinals on Friday. They've had some great battles over the years. Again, Darton kept BCC out of the tournament last year, winning 2-1 up in Georgia. Earlier this year, BCC defeated Darton 2-0 on the road. Okay, appears we're ready for the starting lineups. Let's go to our public address announcer, Jerry Durney.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hustler Stadium for Day 3 of the 2012 NJCAA Women's Soccer National Championships. Our first match this morning is between the number 8 seed Darton State College Cavilers and the number 1 seed Brevard Community College Titans. At this time, we ask that you please rise and join us in honoring America with the playing of our national anthem. And it's time to meet the teams. First for the visiting team on the scoreboard this morning, the number 8 seed, Darton State College Cavilers. Starting in goal, a freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, number 1, Tori Danchak. In midfield, a sophomore from Marietta, Georgia, number 5, Deanna Reale. In midfield, a freshman from Fort Walton, Florida, number 7, Megan Thomas. At forward, a freshman from Kingston, Georgia, number 8, Shanika Williams. In midfield, a freshman from Thomasville, Georgia, number 10, Emily Atkinson. At forward, a sophomore from Yamanashi, Japan, number 11, Chi-Chi Hikita. At midfield, a sophomore from Canton, Georgia, number 12, Catherine Blumhart. In defense, a freshman from London, England, number 15, Stephanie Ains. In midfield, a sophomore from Noonan, Georgia, number 19, Kim Tridle. In midfield, a freshman from Clarendon, Georgia, number 20, Chevelle Lopez. And in defense, a freshman from Tallahassee, Florida, number 22, Megan Gladden. The Cavaliers' 2012 record is 14-5. They represent Region 17. The head coach is Ken Valens. And now for the home team on the scoreboard this morning, the number 1 seed, Brevard Community College Titans. Starting in goal, a freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, number 2, Julia Cantor. At midfield, a freshman from Fleming Island, Florida, number 3, Amanda Lodge. In midfield, a freshman from Port St. Lucie, Florida, number 5, Kelsey Smith. In defense, a freshman from Lake Worth, Florida, number 6, Melissa Williams. In defense, a freshman from Bournemouth, England, number 7, Jade Rhodes. In midfield, a freshman from Palm Bay, Florida, number 10, Caitlin Bales. In defense, a freshman from Worcestershire, England, number 11, Jess Fastnage. In midfield, a freshman from London, England, number 14, Sue Kumaning. In midfield, a sophomore from Miami, Florida, number 16, Courtney Houston. At forward, a sophomore from Gothenburg, Sweden, number 22, Lois Edvardson. And in defense, a freshman from Homestead, Florida, number 23, Heather Williams. The Titans represent Region 7. Their 2012 record is 14-1. The head coach is Jeff Carr. The assistant coaches are Mark Nicole, Mike Martin, and Calvin Dixon.
All right, those were your starting lineups. Again, just setting the scene for this game. Again, Darton comes in as the number 8 seed. They were the number 3 seed last year. And, of course, they made it to the championship game where they finished as the national runner-ups, losing to Tyler 1-0 in the championship match. Quite a program by Ken Valens. Ken Valens started the men's and the women's soccer programs in 2000. Eventually gave up the men's side of things, but he's had quite a run with this women's team. I mean, they have been just about an annual participant in the national championship scene. They've been nationally ranked in the top 15 5 of the last 8 seasons. And, of course, they come off of a win against Muskegon by the score of 4-0. And for Brevard Community College, again, number 1 seed in this tournament, number 1 team of the nation. And they defeated Muskegon in their earlier match 2-0. So both teams coming out to the field. Again, Darton, the number 8 seed. They will be in the red uniforms with white numbers. And, of course, Brevard Community College in the home whites, white all over, white socks, white shorts, and white jerseys. So, again, 4 games today. The 4 winners go to the semifinals on Friday. Unfortunately, the 4 losers will depart. And we've already had 4 teams eliminated. We started with 12. We are down to 8. Of course, Muskegon, Lewisburg, Lake County, and St. Louis all on their way home. Well, this will be a good match. And one of these teams will not make it to the semifinals, and both of these teams are very good. Again, Darton kept Brevard Community College out of the tournament last year, winning up in Georgia 2-1. But Brevard Community College winning earlier this year up in Georgia 2-0. So here we go for a spot in Friday's semifinals. Williams with it. Trying to get it ahead to Bales, and this one goes out of bounds. Well, I mentioned Ken Valens, the head coach of Darton. Of course, Jeff Carr, the third-year head coach at Brevard Community College. And again, it's only the 3rd year for this program, and they have made some great strides in just their 3rd year, making it to the national championships. And, of course, getting to host it here in Melbourne, Florida. Ball played out to midfield, and it'll go out of bounds. So, again, BCC in the white uniforms moving right to left, and Darton from left to right. Tori Danchek, the starting goalkeeper for Darton. Then on the other side of things, Julia Cantor for BCC. Ball goes out of bounds. This will be a throw-in for the Cavilers, as they're known. And again, this is the 13th year of their program. Ball thrown into Williams, comes back to Riali. Chipped up ahead. It's Fastnage with it. Gets it to Williams, up to Bales. Bales over the midfield line. There goes Kumaning on a run in the middle. Bales feeds it up ahead, but a little bit too far for Edvardson. And it goes to the goalkeeper. Again, that's Tori Danchek. She punts it to midfield. Header by Herring. Rhodes with it. trying to clear it out. It's Lodge battling for a possession of the ball with a couple of Cavaliers, and the ball goes out of play. Weather update. We evidently had some rain here at Melbourne Central Catholic. I live at Indian Harbor Beach. Didn't really get any rain over there, but a little wet in the stands, but currently not raining. Again, we're keeping our fingers crossed for the rest of the day that we don't get any more rain, as we got a foul on Darton. And the Titans, as they're known, from Brevard Community College, will have it. So a kick here for the Titans. It'll be Rhodes to take it, about 5 yards over midfield. Well, again, the importance of scoring first in any soccer match. I mean, not that you can't come back, but just as important in this match today. And evidently BCC started out a little bit flat in that earlier match against Darton, but eventually won it 2-0. So the team that starts out strong is going to have an advantage. Ball played ahead, a little bit too far for Edvardsen coming out, and kind of shanking it is Danchak. So Bales will have a throw-in for the Titans. We're 3 minutes in. We have a no score. Again, cloudy and not very windy out here. The flag is taking a nap. Comes into Edvardsen. Goes to Kumanning near the 18-yard box. She loses it, cleared out, but not totally out. It goes to Lodge. Lodge trying to cross it. Nobody really there, and it's taken by Hikita. Kumanning with it. Sliding it over to Bales. Converging on Bales is Lopez. Bales trying to get around her. Gave it to Kumanning. Ball loose and cleared up toward midfield by the Cavaliers. And this one will be kept in by Lopez. Plays it over midfield, trying to connect with Thomas on a long ball. But Rhodes is going to beat her to it, her fellow number 7. And this one is out of bounds. So a throw-in for the Cavaliers. So again, both teams 1-0 in pool play. And this is the rubber game of the pool. Loser goes home. Winner goes on to Friday. Ball chipped up ahead. Played back out by BCC. Comes back toward midfield. Treidel trying to keep it in. Gets it up to Lopez. Cleared back to midfield by the Titans. Comes back a defense to Williams. Williams over the midfield line. Pass to Edvardsen. Squares up. Pass far side to Rhodes. Goes right side. Lodge. And this one goes over the goal line. So this will be a goal kick for Tori Danchak. Again, Danchak entered play yesterday, a 0.88 goals against average. That probably went down a little bit after her shutout win over Muskegon. 46 saves going into that match. And she has played every minute and every second this year, it seems, for Darton. Ball comes back to midfield. Cleared up over the midfield line. Kumanning trying to get her feet on it. Taken by Houston up ahead to Bales. Bales has a couple of players in the middle. If she can get it to him. She crosses it and deflected by the Darton defense. Comes back out. It's Melissa Williams. Chips it toward the net, and this one is wide. Goes over the goal line, so another goal kick for Tori Danchak. For Julia Cantor, 0.75 goals against average. And again, that was before the win over Muskegon. 18 saves on the year going into that match. Here comes a possible break. Williams trying to get back. Possible breakaway. Shot is a save. And another shot is wide. Well, that was awfully close. That was 8 on a breakaway. That was Shanika Williams, a very exciting freshman player. She's had a wonderful year for the Cavaliers. Williams, though, able to get back to cause enough commotion to throw her off stride, and the shot was wide. Here comes Rhodes. far side of the field. Chipping it up ahead, looking for Edvardson, doesn't quite get there. Lopez trying to get it out for the Cavaliers. Up ahead to Williams. With it is Treidel. Over to Reale. Kumanning trying to chip it ahead to Bales, trying to run it down. It'll go too far, and it'll go back to the goalkeeper, Tori Danchek. 37:40 to go in the first half. We are scoreless. Again, the first of 4 games today here at ihigh.com/BCC. Battle for the ball at midfield. Hikita trying to get to it for Darton. Ball cleared far side of the field. And Lodge cannot keep it in, goes out of bounds. This will be a throw-in for the Cavaliers. Again, the Cavaliers out of Albany, Georgia. Got a Division II school up there as well, Albany State. But again, this is becoming quite a rivalry in the Southeast, these two programs. I'm sure it'll go on for many years to come. Treidel trying to make a move, team being double-teamed, including by Kumanning. Goes over the left side, trying to chip it ahead, but it's going to be offsides. So it'll be a possession for Brevard Community College. If you haven't heard, Brevard Community College getting a men's soccer program in the fall. Well, that'll make Jeff Carr's life just a little bit busier, but he loves it. Jeff Carr, the head coach for the Titans, wearing 3 different hats. He is head coach, athletic director, and tournament director of this national tournament. Otherwise, he really doesn't have much going on. We got a foul on BCC. So probably not getting much sleep this week, but if there's a time in your life when you're not going to get a lot of sleep, you want it to be this kind of situation. Here's Darton with a kick. Sent up toward the goal. And this one goes, it's saved by Bales. And what do we have? We've got an injury. It's Melissa Williams. She's up, trying to regain her faculties. And the official determining what we're going to do. Okay, it's going to be the courtesy pass back to the keeper, so Cantor has it. Julia whips it out, far side. Comes up to midfield. Rhodes feeds it up ahead, and it's stolen by Darton, but it goes out, so BCC throw-in just over the midfield line. Lodge plays it back to Rhodes. Across the middle of the field, Edvardson comes back to midfield. And here come the Cavaliers. Treidel trying to get around Kumanning. That is not easy to do. Many have tried and many have failed. Making a run, Reale to Hikita. Up ahead, a little bit too far for Lopez, and Cantor comes over for the ball but allows it to go over the goal line, so a goal kick for Julia Cantor. 34-43 to go in the first half, no score. Remember, our next game is going to be a battle of the 2 and 7 seeds. That's Paradise Valley at number 2, Laramie County at number 7. It'll be at approximately 11:30 Eastern Time. Should be on time. I mean, barring maybe this game going to penalty kicks, which if it did, probably wouldn't shock a lot of people. Well, again, in pool play, this will be the final day. If you're tied at the end of regulation, you bypass overtime, go directly to penalty kicks. And again, the main reason is, you got to keep to the schedule for the other games that are coming up. Ball goes out of bounds. Once we get to the semifinals and finals, then we get back to the traditional overtime, and then the dreaded penalty kicks if we have to get that far. Lopez trying to get it, but Bales takes it away. Goes to Kumanning. I'll tell you, Kumanning, she's got some great moves on the field. She is from England. Up ahead for Bales, a little bit too far. Throw in for Darton. The thing about Kumanning is she plays both ends very well. Physical, good dribbling skills, powerful shot. I mean, she's got just about the entire package. Is there anything that she doesn't have? Trying to clear it up is Heather Williams. So I believe we have both Williams on the field? Always. Yeah, Heather and Melissa. Heather's 23, Melissa is 6. Here's Bales, tiptoeing through the garden, trying to keep it in. Up ahead to Kumanning, too far. And comes back to Williams. Left side to Atkinson. Played back to midfield by the Titans. And back in the Darton end, this is Ains. A little bit too far for her teammate Gladden. And taken by the Titans, cleared up to midfield. Played right back in by the Cavaliers, played right back out by the Titans. So both teams trying to establish the midfield here. Lodge trying to get around a defender, and I think we got a foul. It's going to go against Lodge. So Darton possession. So most of the activity has taken place in the BCC end of the field. So territorially wise, Darton having the better end of things, but again, still no score with 32-10 to go in the first half. Here's a kick toward the net, and making the catch is Cantor. Wonder if that was Ains on the kick. She had that 40-yard blast against Muskegon for the team's first goal the other day. Here's Lodge trying to advance it. Chipped up toward midfield. Ball played near side. It's Williams. That's Melissa Williams, not to be confused with Heather. Melissa bringing it up over the midfield line. A little bit too far for Kumanning. Intercepted by the Cavaliers, Riali. Riali getting through traffic pretty well. Feeds it to Hikita. And Kumanning takes it away. That's my ball. She feeds to Bales. Bales has some room over the midfield line. As always, has Edvardsen ahead of the field, trying to feed her, but passes a little bit off the mark, taken by Blumhardt, and it goes back to Danchek. Danchek clears it up near midfield, header high in the air. Kumanning with a header, but it goes out of bounds. She was trying to connect with Bales. Out of bounds, throw in Darton. Titans cleared back to midfield. Edvardsen trying to settle it. Does so. Backing up against her defender. Gets it back to Kumanning. And Kumanning just plays it ahead to nobody in particular. It's Lopez chasing it down. Bales converging, but this one will go over the goal line very slowly. It'll be a goal kick for Tori Danchek. 30-15 to go in the first half. We have no score. Who is going to score first? Again, Jeff Carr thought in the previous match against Darton, which seems eons ago. It was at least, 2.5 months ago? Yeah, okay, that'd be about 2.5, 3 months. Thought the team came out a little bit flat. Eventually they got things together and won 2-0. Certainly both teams have gotten a lot better since then. Here's Lodge, pass up ahead to Rhodes, trying to chase it down, trying to win the foot race, and it's crossed. I guess it stayed in. Edvardsen battling for the ball. And this one goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for BCC. And let's see who's going to throw it in. It's going to be Heather Williams. So a possible chance here for the Titans. And Heather Williams going to do her patented deep throw-in. She's going to charge up to the line and really unhurl it. And there she goes. Doesn't quite reach the net area, and it's played back to midfield. Thomas with it. Chips it up ahead, but nobody in the red shirt is there. And now here come the Cavaliers. It's Hikita, but taken away by Kumanning. And we got a foul as going down was Houston. And let's see, the official's going to come over and I guess give a stern lecture to number 5, Deanna Reale, but there's no yellow in his hand, so it's just a lecture. Looked like he was pretty polite about it. You know, some of the officials, sometimes they'll get in your face and yell at you, but hopefully that doesn't happen too often. So Heather Williams with a kick here. She's about 45 yards out from the net. She surveys the situation. Everybody milling around near the top of the 18-yard line. And Williams with a kick. Chips it near the goal area. The header goes high. Well, that's what you want. Chip it in, look for a header. You know, again, the problem is when you're heading that close to the net, you got to kind of head down on the ball because, you know, if you head too far up, I mean, the net isn't tall enough to take in the goal. So that's kind of a hard thing to do, but good try there by the Titans, but no dice. 27:40 to go in the first half. No score. Comes back in the Darton end. Lodge trying to make a run, trying to get around Hikita. And we got a foul on BCC. So this will be a kick for the Cavilers. Here's a kick from deep in her own end by the Cavilers. Comes toward midfield. Both teams trying to settle the ball. Treidel with it, drops it back. Played up over midfield. Kumanning trying to run it down. But taken away by the by Diaz, and we got a foul on BCC. So both teams still trying to feel each other out, territorially-wise, getting a little bit more even. The Titans getting a little bit more into the Darton end than they were earlier. So here's the kick by the Cavilers. Send about 50 yards up the field. And we'll have an offside. Good thing for BCC that offsides rules there. That could have been trouble. So possession, the offsides was on Williams.
Yeah, Shanika.
Oh, Shanika Williams. Yeah, boy, I'll tell you, we got to keep up with the Williamses today. We got 3 of them, 2 on BCC and one on Darton. So clock stopped, 25:47 remaining. And Heather Williams going to check out. And checking in is Chelsea Sang. Well, evidently in that first Darton match where BCC came out flat, it was Chelsea Sang who came off the bench, really gave the team a spark, and a big reason for their 2-0 win that day. Who's in? Savannah Cantrell's into the lineup for Darton. I think Cantrell's usually a starter, but coming off the bench today. I remember her from last year. Here's Melissa Williams up over the midfield line. Trying to make an inside move, still with it. Darton dropping back, and here comes Williams. Williams trying to split a couple defenders and finally taken away. Darton kind of standing around and letting Williams do her thing, and then they knocked her off the ball. Coming back, Houston. Now it goes to Williams again. Pass a little bit too far for Kumanning. And pass taken up. Cavilers trying to apply some pressure. It's a possible chance, and it's chipped, and it goes to Cantor.
11 on the attempt.
Well, Thomas was the one who kind of starred that play. Hikita tried to finish it, but got a shot that wasn't terribly difficult for Cantor to handle, and she punts it over the midfield line. Ball headed high in the air by the Cavilers. Cleared out the midfield by the Titans. Now back in the Titan end where Fastenage chases it down. And Fastenage says, I'm just going to give it back to Julia, my trustworthy goalkeeper, and she sends it up to midfield. Sang trying to get up for the header. Here's Houston chipping it ahead to Lodge. Lodge making a run. Has Sang in the middle. And we're going to have a foul on Darton as Lodge went down. So we'll have a free kick, far side of the field, very deep in Darton territory. Oh, we're almost midway through this first half. We've got 24 minutes remaining, and we have no score. Well, again, Paradise Valley, Laramie County after this one. Our third match.